Okay, this is immediate thoughts. I'm in the parking lot of the theater I just watched this movie in, Transformers 1. And the immediate, right out of the theater thoughts is that movie was really good. Like, that movie was really fucking good. Especially for kind of what I thought going into it. I thought it'd be. I mean, I heard it was good. I heard it was good, so I came in thinking it would be good. But honestly, for like this, it was just better than I thought it was going to be. It genuinely had some of the most heart I think I've seen from a Transformers movie in a minute. This might be the best Transformers movie, in all honesty. I've seen all like the live action ones, all of those, all big theatrical releases. I've seen all of those, and I definitely, what competes with it? Bumblebee? Is that the only one that could? Yeah, I think this is probably the best Transformers movie. I'm gonna go home, collect my thoughts on the drive, get in a better setup, really talk about the movie. But just straight out of the theater, that shit was good.
All right, back home. My thoughts on the movie. Hopefully, a little bit better wording, a little more articulate. Probably not. So let's get started with some non-spoiler stuff. I guess the first thing maybe I should talk about is how this movie looks visually, the animation style. I think ultimately I like it. I didn't like it from the look of the trailers, and it kind of gave me the impression that this would be kind of a more dumbed down kid movie, which is fine to have. It just wasn't what I wanted to see. But then, I heard some of the reviews, and I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And well, obviously, I said the movie's really good. But for the animation, I think just as the movie went on, I just kind of got more used to it, and to the point where I was like, you know what? I think I outright like this. It's not. I still don't think it's like the best. I don't know what. I'm not a animator, so I don't know what other options they could have done, or styles that they could have done. But ultimately, I think it fits the vibe of the movie pretty well. Eventually, as I get used to it, and yeah, I mean, I'd say I like it. One thing, I guess, though, is this isn't. It's a little less about the animation, but more of just design choices now. Bumblebee is not a Beetle. Yeah, he's not a Beetle. He is like some kind of sports car, real sleek sports car. I would have preferred Beetle. I think I lean, especially for this style. I guess I've grown used to it in like the live action ones, him not being a Beetle, but I think in this style especially, I think it would have made more sense to have him be a Beetle. So I think that's one thing. I would have preferred Beetle. Megatron not being a gun totally makes sense. I get it. Him being a gun at times is cool, but just going with the tank, totally fine. I don't think any of that is spoilers. If it is, it's very minor. I don't think it should be. Liked Optimus though. I do like how Optimus looked in truck form. There was some like Cybertronian deer or gazelles or something equivalent. I liked seeing that, and I get why, because it's like a desolate wasteland on top that we don't see more life. But hey, I liked that idea. I wouldn't mind seeing more of what different life on Cybertron could look like. So that's cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there for the designs. I think, and then for the story, without getting too deep into spoilers, it's just good. I mean, the relationship, the friendship between Orion Pax and D112, D12, whatever. I'm just gonna call them Optimus and Megatron. We know who we're talking about. But the friendship between those two of them is it's a great core to this movie, and how that relationship obviously deteriorates. That's not a spoiler. We know where this movie ends in terms of their relationship and how that's going to go. There's some stuff that caught me a little. There's just one thing in particular I was a little surprised by, but I think it makes more sense now that I thought about it. But yeah, their friendship is great. Just seeing over time, it gets worse. It gets a little worse. Megatron gets a little more fed up with Orion or Optimus. Yeah, until they just completely split as friends and go their separate ways, forming the Autobots, forming the Decepticons. You know what? I guess I'll just start getting into spoilers because I don't remember what is like because I didn't watch the trailers. I think I had seen some of them. I never like sat down and watched one of the trailers, so I don't actually know what's known and what's not. So from here on out, I'm just going to talk about the movie. If spoilers come up, they come out. I'll say, okay, so let me get into this, because this is what I was thinking about on my way here, that obviously you expect to see Optimus's growth in becoming a leader, and you do. It's kind of more natural to him, which is great. Him being a little bit more natural of a leader makes total sense for one of the greatest fictional leaders of all time. So that was good. But what I didn't expect, but maybe should have, was seeing Megatron's growth into becoming a leader, because it wasn't as natural to him. It does come out of this place of anger and just this rage, and that his leadership style is just being the strongest, putting everyone on notice that he's top, and that they should follow him because of that. And that's how he deals with the elite guard, beating up Starscream, getting all of them to follow him. Seeing Soundwave, seeing Shockwave was great. Loved the Gen 1 designs. I guess I should have clarified that a little bit more. Loved the Gen 1 designs in this movie, except for Bees, because it wasn't really a Gen 1 design. I guess neither was Megatron's, because he's a tank. But they're more Gen 1 type of designs than like the movies have been doing. So that was great. But yeah, seeing Megatron become a leader from being this guy who just, hey, follow protocol, things will be fine, just follow the status quo, we're okay with the status quo, it's fine, to being like, no, this isn't okay anymore, taking command, becoming a leader, eventually forming the Decepticons. Sick. What else? What was I just thinking about? The voice cast. Yeah, I totally briefed over. I didn't even think about that part. Everybody actually does a really good job. Chris Hemsworth really committed to this to a level that, when you just see a cast and it's just filled with nothing but like big name actors, you're like, all right, I guess what is this going to be? What is this going to be? This probably isn't going to be these characters. It's going to be these actors voicing. You're going to hear the actor's voice. But honestly, Chris Hemsworth really committed to this, really gave into it, like did what he could, really made his own Optimus Prime voice. Sure, it's not Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen is the GOAT voice. He is Optimus Prime. It's not him. But man, for somebody who's not him, he does a great job. It does feel like his own as well, so it doesn't feel like this guy trying to just mimic Peter Cullen, which is, if you're not going to have Peter Cullen, don't get somebody to just try to mimic him, because otherwise, just get him. So to have Chris Hemsworth come in, do his own voice, but not his voice, you know what I'm saying? And make Optimus Prime a great character. I mean, he does a great job with Optimus in this, from this more brash young rebel to this solidified leader of Cybertron. Like, he's now in charge of Cybertron, not just like the Autobots remnants out there. No, he's leading Cybertron, because that was the big thing that that caught me off guard, a little bit surprised. I just assumed, because in like every Transformer thing I see, Cybertron dies. Cybertron is a wasteland, and it kind of is on top, although not really anymore. It's flowing. Energon is now flowing to the top of Cybertron. So, what was I just saying? I just lost it. What was I saying? I just lost it. Oh, right. So for what I thought was going to happen in this movie, Cybertron always dies at the end of it. It's not happening here. It survives. I totally was expecting Cybertron to die. That'd be the nail in the coffin. Or not really. I think I knew the Sentinel Prime twist was going to be what causes the rift between the two. But I thought like this period of their relationship would be failing to save Cybertron and then having to split off and go their own ways, battling it out from here on out. Instead, like, Optimus succeeds in saving Cybertron. That kind of makes his dynamic like kind of different from anything else I see, because I think a lot of times like the loss of Cybertron is almost like a stain on his resume. Like, I don't want to say his resume, but like it's like a scar to him that Cybertron dies. I'm not into every single iteration of Transformers ever been. I don't know how many times or if there's ever really been a time where it's like he's responsible, even if it's not, number one responsible, but like in a way responsible for Cybertron dying. But in this, it's not even a question. He saves it. So now it makes me wonder, like, are we getting future movies? Are we getting some war on Cybertron? Like, what are we going to see in the future? Because I was like, really curious to see what Earth is going to look like in this animation style, what humans are going to look like in this animation style. That, I guess that's not even a question that needs to be answered because they're not going down that path, which I like because that's just a whole different style than what we've seen in the movies, at least these live action movies. A lot of the cartoons too, like they're on Earth. Not here. And I'm glad, because I'm actually, if you're a Transformers fan, subscribe to see more of this, because I'm not done with the franchise, because I have been working for a little while now on a complete history of Transformers video games. So I've been like picking up on some stuff, seeing a lot of different Transformers. So I was able to, as the movie's going on, like spot some guys, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh, that's a Decepticon later on, that's an Autobot later on. Oh, based on that design, that kind of looked like Hound to me. There was one like minor robot where I'm like, yo, is that Hound? It looks like Hound. But like, yeah, so subscribe to see that if you're a big fan of Transformers. This is kind of a ramble video. I don't really do reviews often, but I saw this one, figured to be, I got to see it a little bit early because my theater was having another screening. Just wanted to talk about it because it was great. I mean, like, some great mythos, like explaining certain things, like Megatronus, like all the primes, seeing all the primes. They're the first batch of Transformers from Primus. Was really cool. Seeing Megatronus, who inspires Megatron. Obviously, that's where he adopts the name from. And I wonder if Bumblebee's joke of Badassatron is where he got the final part to make Megatron. It genuinely might be. I think that's maybe what they were going for. Elita's giving Optimus a speech about how he's optimistic, and then that kind of becomes his prime name of Optimus Prime. Seeing the Matrix of Leadership and its tie to Cybertron and its Energon supply was great. Just seeing this working class that's getting exploited by the elite, who's giving Energon away to enemies, supplying them. Was there low key a little something there? Like a little message, a little bit, maybe. Super subtle if it is. Don't hate it if it is. But yeah, I've kind of been bouncing around all over the place with this one. But man, I liked it. I think if I were to rate this movie out of 10, I would give it like, man, I really liked it. I all the designs kind of grew on me. When there was that final fight with Optimus Prime, I was sitting there, I was like, I need to see the axe. It's like the axe was the weapon that's like from the Matrix of Leadership. And I was like, sick. Dude, that's what I wanted to see. Couldn't kill his best friend, lets him leave with his followers, banishes them. But man, I think I'm going to give the movie... What are the flaws? I'm thinking my way there. What are the flaws? I didn't care for... What did I not care for? I don't know, man. Everything was really good. Obviously, B's design, like I said. I really thought I wasn't going to like Keegan-Michael Key voicing B. I thought he was going to be overly obnoxious to an annoying degree as B. But no, man, he did a good job too. Like, everybody committed. So that wasn't a problem. Just B not being a beetle. The animation is, like I said, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I guess the twist of Sentinel Prime being evil, shocking to nobody. But anytime anytime there's like a twist that's going to be obvious, I'm never like, oh, ew, it's obvious. I'm like, okay, I see it coming. Are you going to do something interesting with it? Like, how is this really going to play into this story? And you know what? I liked how it worked. It wasn't also this really late game reveal. It's like midway through, I guess it's revealed. Sentinel Prime is a bad guy. But I like how it... Because the whole point is just to see how that affects the main group that we have, see how that splits Optimus Prime and Megatron, and how they go from there. So that was really great. But, man, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm struggling to think of things off the top of my head that I'm just like, okay, that wasn't good. I can't. I really can't off the top of my head. Not saying it's perfect. Yeah, I mean, it was just a really good movie. 9 out of 10. If you've seen the movie, comment down below what you thought of it. If you haven't seen it yet, comment down below if you are going to see it, what you're hoping to see. Because, I mean, I didn't give every little detail. So who knows? Maybe what you're hoping to see is in there. Maybe it's not. Comment down below your thoughts. Go ahead and like this video. Like I said, if you're a big fan of Transformers, subscribe. I got a great Transformers video in the works. So be tuned for that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep gaming.